Okay, so this is our second part. This is where we will be discussing the inner workshop that we're going to be creating. And so we'll do a progressive relaxation. You can always come back to this meditation, and even though this part I'm teaching you how to create it, you can skip that part and just use it to access it. That's perfectly fine, because there's so many things that you can do in this inner workshop. So we'll do the progressive relaxation, which is the colors, and then we'll have a meadow, and then when you have your meadow, you will then walk to your inner workshop. And the interesting part with this is your inner workshop, your mind may tell you that you're imagining it, that you're making it up, and you are, but that doesn't mean it's not real. Imagination is a tool of the soul, and it's part of this conversation with the clairs. Imagination is part of your intuition. What you're imagining it's not I love the concept of make-believe. I actually have a full course that's on that whole thing, on it's called the Imaginarium, and it's on our imagination, and it's on all these different things. And but this concept of your imagination is a tool of your soul. And so trust whatever comes forward, and it's going to use your human experiences sometimes, So let's say you have an intuitive experience of something, and you see a flash of something. And it's always that movie that I saw one time. It's yeah, because your mind used material that it has to explain something as closely as it can, energetically matching to something, So, okay, so we'll get into a nice comfortable position, yeah? Take a nice deep breath. We'll start to get nice and comfortable in the color red, gently washing over us. And the color orange. Yellow as we become more and more relaxed, more and more into our body. And the color green as we become more and more relaxed, tuning more and more in. The color blue gently washing over us. And the color purple. And a nice deep relaxed space, nice and safe. You'll begin to notice that there's a meadow in front of you, a beautiful meadow. For some of you it might be golden, some of you it might be green. And look whatever it looks like. You're going to begin to walk forward, and you're going to ask for your inner workshop to present itself. And this is your place. It's made from your energy, and it is safe for you. It is just for you. You're going to walk forward, and as you're walking along, you may notice a path, and as you're walking on that path, notice around you the colors and the sounds. Notice the feeling of the path beneath your feet. And as you're walking forward, start to see your inner workshop. You see your workshop, and it can be a small space, a large place. It may be a cottage, it may be a small little space, it may be a tree house, it could be anything. You walk up to it. You may notice that it has fencing around it. You may notice you're able to walk straight up. It just depends on how it's created for you. And when you're ready, you're going to go to the doorknob, and you're going to open that doorknob. And as you're opening that doorknob, there's beautiful golden light shining from the top of that doorway. And as you walk through, that doorway that golden light is shining all around you, and it's creating a beautiful, thick bubble of energetic light all around you. And this is allowing for you to be safe and allowing for you to have all of the experiences that you are to have. When you're ready, you're going to go ahead and walk in. And start to notice what it looks like, what's inside for you. And it's quite all right if you don't notice anything the first time. Some of you may notice an entry area or a living area. You may notice a sofa or a seating area of some kind. To the left, you may notice a wall of books and a wall of medicines and different bottles and special potions. As you walk forward to the right, you may notice some sort of elevator or entryway for people to come visit. Just notice, just look around at this time, just see what you see. You can just sit down in this seating area if you'd like, and you can ask if there's any message for you today, if there's anything that you can know about this special place that's for you. You'll start to notice that in front of you that there's this large movie screen. It's either a large TV or a large projector screen. And you may notice that there's something either written or some sort of movie playing for you that has a message. You take a moment to observe that. When you're ready, you can say thank you, knowing that you can come back here at any time, and you can ask for more messages at any time. And as we continue, we'll learn how to work with this workshop more and more each time we come to visit. And when we're ready, we're going to come back out. I'm going to say thank you and walk back to the front door. When you open the door, you'll notice this golden light once again clearing your bubble, clearing you. And as you walk back through, nice and clear, squeaky clean, you're going to walk out the front area, the front yard, and find that path once again back to the meadow. And some of you may notice animals around on the path to the meadow. Just notice and say thank you. And as you make your way back to the meadow, and just notice, and you can go ahead and sit down and say thank you for this experience and this time. We're going to begin to make our way back to our bodies in this space, in this location at this time. We're going to begin with the color purple, beginning our journey back to our bodies in the color blue. And start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, noticing that you are in this body, sitting on this chair. In the color green, in color yellow, becoming more and more aware. In color orange, swaying and moving, stretching a little, knowing we're coming back. In the color red, gently washing over as we fully come back into this body of ours. And whenever we're ready, we gently open our eyes. Okay. How was that?
Good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I didn't see all the colors.
Yeah, that's okay.
At first, though, red was right there immediately.
Yeah.
And I didn't go into a place. I went to a place. I didn't open the doors.
Oh, she went straight there. She said she didn't walk into.
I didn't walk into a
Yeah.
door. I walked into water.
Water?
And did the water take you to your place?
Mm-hmm.
Or was the water your place?
Water, it was my place, but it's a place I used to go. And I'd walk into it, and I'd turn around backwards, and it would suck me in and pop me back up.
So there was like a bubble inside the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the water was acting like a doorway.
Mm-hmm.
In her case, the water was, the doorknob was the door, and then it popped in and created a bubble. So I love that you're sharing this because people get to hear that it doesn't have to be conventional, that it doesn't, and that
And at
in
first
fact
I
is
thought,
correct.
well, I'm not doing this right.
Yeah.
Then I said, no, keep going where you're
Oh,
going.
I'm so proud of you. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
great.
really special.
It was a very special place, and at first it wasn't a special place at all.
Oh.
It was a scary place.
Yeah.
It was like I was taken there
Yeah.
and didn't know where I was.
This time or when it happened before?
No, when it was in real life,
Yeah.
when it happened, and was left there.
Oh.
But it became a very sacred place, a very wonderful place.
Yeah.
And I just, because I was stuck there anyway.
Yeah, but you changed
I
that
found,
day.
yes, I found it was pure joy then. It became
So
joy.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
Thank
really
you for
nice.
sharing that,
You're
Sandy.
welcome.
That's interesting because when I first was, I saw all the colors, but I play with that all the time at night. I just say the color and I manifest it, you know, make myself
That's
see
so
it in my
cool.
third eye. I play a lot inside my head, but I saw all the colors. But then when you said to start walking in the meadow, my meadow was kind of amber looking, and then I started walking and I heard the word water, and so I got the whisper water, and so I thought I was walking towards the beach or something because that is my church. The beach is my place, but it wasn't. It was a little Victorian cottage, like a small teeny Victorian house. But then when I went inside, I was inside of a mushroom. When I looked up, it was the
Yeah, the
underside
gills.
of the
Uh-huh.
of the mushroom, and it was just this cute little mushroom hut.
I love it.
And then when we were walking back out, and you said, look, you might see animals or whatever. I didn't see animals. Then I was walking and I looked up at the trees when you said sit in the meadow and thank. And I looked up at all the trees, and there were tons of trees, but there weren't leaves on the trees. There were butterflies,
Oh.
just sitting with their wings closed. So I looked up, and it was just all these beautiful colors, but it was not leaves; it was butterflies.
That's amazing.
That's beautiful.
I love that. Thank you.
Oh, thank
So
you.
cool. And Janny, did you experience something?
Yeah, as soon as you said cottage, I went to a little white cottage with a picket fence, but it morphed into an earthen cottage. So it was like the Hobbit days where
Yeah.
Shire.
yeah,
Yes.
but it still had a picket fence around the front,
Yeah.
and it had an oval door, and I
Yes.
went in. But as I was going in, I wasn't sure if I was pulling it out or pushing it in.
Yeah.
And so
Kind of
when I
like
went
here.
and I didn't. There wasn't any rooms. It was one big room.
Okay.
And when you said the door where people would come in, there was a door.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't any other shape than standard, but they were French doors.
Oh.
They were white, window pane, and they opened out, and then people could come down a little path to come in.
Oh, okay.
So that was.
That's funny.
I did see the colors.
Reminded me when you said the door. My doors were round, like the Hobbit doors.
Yeah, yeah.
I've always wanted a round door.
I know,
because
me too.
I built that in my head.
I
That's why
love that.
right there.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
portal door. Yeah,
Mm.
that's great. That's weird too. The water, like it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good
Yeah.
stuff.
I love that you shared the morphing part because
Mhm.
sometimes that does happen, and when we're doing like this creative visualization or having like a spiritual experience. So there's a difference with meditations that are just a meditation that's like a self-created thing, and then we have meditations where you're actually having a spiritual experience where your imagination, like you're actually tuning into energetics, and that's what we're all doing. And so that morphing is something that is common, that sometimes will happen, that our mind presents us something and then the energy's like, nope, it's like this, here you go.
Yeah.
And then the mind catches up to the energy that's presenting itself. So thank you for sharing that because that's really helpful.
Thank you
Awesome.
for this experience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
When
all
you
so
said like a
much.
door or an elevator, the entrance, the side entrance, where
Yeah.
mine was stairs.
That's fine. So what we'll do, we'll probably have to have a part 2 of this. It won't be next week, it'll be the week after, so the 28th. We'll do a part 2 where we'll go in again, but we're going to do some practices in there. And so one of the things is you can connect with your guides via that door. That's the space that you're going to be doing that with, is through that space.
So if I'm having stairs, it's still okay.
Yeah, they're going to walk down through the stairs. Yeah,
So then they're going to walk through my French doors.
probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, you got French doors for a reason.
So
You got
see,
a
my
dragon coming to
path
visit
was,
you.
even though I could see,
But you have
That's
a
why you
bubble
have
I
in the
could
back.
see the
Manifest
water,
Yeah.
and I would go up to the spot where I would just lay.
Yeah.
It was beautiful and see the water.
Yeah.
And then I would get too warm and I would walk down into the water. In real life.
Yeah.
So that was my path. And going, when you said first getting there,
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know where I was going.
Mm.
I couldn't really see a meadow
Yeah.
or anything, but then all of a sudden I saw that I was on that path and I recognized immediately where I was, and then I knew where I was going.
Yeah. So this is where like real life and that imagination comes in, because in real life you're not going into a bubble in the water,
Right.
right? And so that's where allowing that more and more to form and asking to see it more clearly. So when you do this practice again, say, I would like to see this space more clearly. I would like to see my inner workshop more clearly. What are the boundaries of my inner workshop? Because the purposes of my safety, there are boundaries. So I would like to experience that at this time.
Cool.
Right?
Yes.
So you allow it to form itself more. It'll be a little unusual because it's a bubble. The water is forming itself into a bubble, so it's a different
Yeah,
kind
it's
of one.
moving. It's
I totally see it.
moving,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I totally understand. So that's where you're asking to see more, so that we can like work with it a little bit more. But yeah, that's amazing. So good. Well, thank you so much. Thank you.